Hi, I'm Alex from Southern Ukulele Store, and AnueNue have done something very, very clever. We all know the Moonbird. The Moonbird model, introduced about 7 or 8 years ago now, has evolved and evolved to include, special models that have, an orange top and special models out of cedar. And we even made jokes about them having to do like the hog bird and all sorts of different things. They've actually made the green bird, which is a solid mahogany version of the Moonbird we're going to feature in the next few weeks. But today I wanted to compare the two models that, if you guys knew this existed, you would have emailed me and asked me to make this video. I think I might have actually just got a little bit ahead of the curve for the first time in my life. So we've got the UT200 as we know it, the Moonbird with the Swiss Moon Spruce top, Indian rosewood back and sides, the stylish trims and contours to the body, really iconic modern ukulele. And what AnueNue have done is they have introduced the UT330, which is the same ukulele, but with a 100-year-old top. Well, kind of. What you have here is a Torrefied spruce top. We've talked about Torrefied woods in the past, but they are uncommon. It's not something that we talk about that often. So let me explain torrefication to you. We've talked about torrefication in the past, but it's rare. I mean, Ukulele have done it. We've got a Coast ukulele at the moment that has it, but it's not something you see all the time. Torrefication is when wood is taken and then it's cooked for a very, very long time and lightly vibrated so that the molecular structure inside the wood changes. I think Martin first tried it maybe 10 or 11 years ago now. The idea behind this was they examined what made the 100-year-old guitars better than the new guitars, and they sought to change the molecular structure of a new guitar to mirror this. And this has evolved, so Ukulele have used this process, and there are some luthiers out there buying torrefied pieces of wood and then making ukuleles out them. Kavai at Coast does this, a few others do, but it's a process you don't see often. And it's exciting because if you look at the difference between these ukuleles, you can see this ukulele looks like the older version of this, but actually we've had Moonbirds traded in that were 7-8 years old, and the UV light has made them orange in the same way. The wood, spruce in particular, does age and kind of get a natural tint to it as time goes on. Other than the top, these models are the same. The only other noteworthy thing I could find was the inlays on this ukulele, on the UT330, are a blue dyed maple instead of the natural maple that you get on the normal Moonbird. But the side dots are still white mother of pearl, so you can still see what you're doing. And the strings are different too. So AnueNue have introduced the blue wave and green wave strings onto some of their higher end ukuleles. These fluorocarbon strings are supposedly voiced to give a richer sound. Now, I've tried a few different sets and I can definitely hear a difference between the different strings, but it's a marginal difference. A good quality string is a good quality string, and the tone woods of these ukuleles are going to be what make this comparison worth doing. So we're going to play the UT200 against the UT330, and we're going to see if age really does define beauty. Well, that was quite poetic for me. Or we're going to see if something new is where it's at. Let's give these two ukes a play and see what you think. That's my first impression of the two back to back, and what I noticed is that the voicing of this ukulele, it's much deeper. There's more bass in this ukulele. It's not quite as shrill. When you play the Moonbird, the high notes, the sparkly notes are really sparkly. The voicing of this, the Torrefied Spruce model, that sparkle has been taken away, and what you get instead is more presence on the C string. So the way it's aged is it's kind of it's more confident ukulele. It's not so shouty. It's a bit warmer. Let's try something else on them. Apart from my duff note, it was alright. Well, there you have it, folks. We've looked at the UT200 against the UT330. What did you think? Let us know in the comments section. There's links to these ukuleles in the description, but if you have any questions, please do contact me or my team on alex@ukulele.co.uk or give us a call on 01202 430 820. Thanks for watching.